Let me begin by gently asking you an important question. When you opened your Social Security check this January, did the amount feel different than what you were expecting? And if you paused, looked again, and felt that quiet moment of confusion or disappointment, you are not imagining it. That question matters because I've heard from so many seniors who experience the same thing. People opened their statements or checked their bank deposits and felt something didn't add up. Not dramatically wrong, just off. So let me slow everything down and sit with you here for a moment. Situations like this deserve calm explanation, not pressure, fear, or blame. My name is Sara, and for many years I've helped Americans over 60 understand changes that affect their Social Security, their retirement income, and their peace of mind. I've spoken with retirees who carefully plan every dollar, widows managing life on one monthly deposit, and couples who never expected retirement to involve so much uncertainty. I care deeply about this stage of life because it should feel steadier and more secure, not confusing every time a statement arrives. Today, I want to walk beside you gently and explain what happened to so many Social Security checks in January, why it caught people by surprise, and what it realistically means going forward. No scare tactics, no doom and gloom, just simple truth explained with care. If you felt shocked, frustrated, or quietly upset when you saw your January benefit, please hear this clearly. You did not miss something. You did not make a mistake, and you are not alone. For many seniors, January is supposed to feel hopeful. We hear about a cost of living adjustment. We think maybe this year will be a little easier. Some people planned for groceries, others hoped it would help with prescriptions or utilities. Many were counting on just a little breathing room. Then the statement arrived, and instead of seeing the increase they expected, many saw a number that barely changed. Some even felt it looked smaller than they thought it would be. I've heard the same question again and again. I thought I was getting a raise. Where did it go? The feelings that come with that moment are real. Disappointment, confusion, worry, a quiet sense of being misled. I've seen people reread their letters, grab calculators, and try to make the numbers match. When you live on a fixed income, even a few dollars matter. Nothing is wrong with you for feeling this way. Millions of seniors experienced the same surprise in January. This wasn't your error. It was the way the system changed quietly underneath the surface. Here's the key truth, explained simply. Social Security benefits can go up, and at the same time, other deductions can also increase. Most people don't see both changes clearly until the new year begins. That's why it feels so confusing. Announcements talk about increases. Letters use complicated language. The deductions are often buried in fine print. So when the final number appears, it feels like a promise that didn't fully arrive. My goal is to help you understand why this happened, because understanding brings far more peace than confusion ever can. Let's talk about the cost of living adjustment, often called COLA. COLA is meant to help benefits keep up with inflation. On paper, that sounds reassuring, but here's what many seniors aren't told clearly. COLA isn't designed to give you extra spending money. It's meant to prevent you from falling too far behind. The formula is based on general inflation categories, not always the things retirees spend the most on. Groceries, utilities, property taxes, prescriptions, medical care. Many seniors tell me they say inflation went up a little, but that's not what I see. And they're right. So when January arrives and people expect COLA to make life feel easier, the disappointment can feel heavy. You wait months for it. You hear about it on the news. It becomes something you quietly depend on. Then it shows up and it barely changes daily life. This year, something else stepped in and quietly absorbed much of that increase. Medicare Part B premiums. If you're enrolled in Medicare, your Part B premium is usually deducted directly from your Social Security check before you ever see the money. That means when Medicare costs rise, your Social Security increase can disappear almost instantly. And it happens quietly. Most people don't truly notice until that January deposit arrives. You expect to see a clear increase, and instead the number barely moves. That's because Medicare took a larger share before the rest reached your account. Medicare notices can be confusing. The letters are dense, the explanations are buried. By January, many people have forgotten exactly what they read, and that's understandable. Managing health and daily life is already enough. So when Medicare premiums rose again, many people were caught off guard. I've heard the same question from many seniors. Why am I paying more when my coverage doesn't feel better? That question makes sense. Many assume that paying more should mean receiving more, but often the coverage feels the same, while the money disappears before you ever touch it. If that feels unfair, you're not wrong for feeling that way. What matters is this. Your January shock wasn't because you misunderstood something simple. Social Security added a little and Medicare took more. That's why the check you expected feels almost unchanged. Once you see that clearly, something important happens. You stop blaming yourself and start asking, now that I understand, what can I do next? Let me give you a simple example. Someone receiving about $1,000 a month might see a COLA increase of $20 or $30. But if Medicare premiums rise by a similar amount, most of that increase is gone before the deposit arrives. Someone receiving $1,400 or $1,500 might see a slightly larger increase, but the same thing happens. Much of it is reduced by higher deductions. Even higher benefits often follow this same pattern. What's added with one hand is reduced with the other. This affects more than math. It affects how people feel. I've seen seniors feel embarrassed, discouraged, or even betrayed. Those reactions are normal. When money represents security, unexpected changes shake your sense of stability. But once you understand this isn't personal, it becomes easier to breathe. Now let's talk about what you can control. Start by gently reviewing your Social Security statement. Look at the gross benefit, look at the Medicare deduction, look at the final deposit. Seeing each piece clearly helps separate emotion from reality. If something is confusing, write it down. You don't need to solve everything at once. When you're ready, consider reviewing your Medicare coverage, not rushing, not reacting to commercials, just calmly asking whether your current plan still fits your needs and budget. Many seniors stay in the same plan for years because switching feels overwhelming, but thoughtful review can sometimes reduce costs. Another helpful step is listing your essential monthly expenses: housing, utilities, food, transportation, medications. Seeing them clearly can reveal small adjustments that ease stress. And most importantly, try not to make decisions from fear. When checks feel smaller, panic can lead to choices that cause more harm than help. Pause. Give yourself time. Talk with someone you trust. You have a lifetime of wisdom behind you. I'm often asked, did Social Security forget my raise? No. The raise is there. It's just reduced by deductions. Will my check go back up? Possibly, depending on future adjustments and premiums. Each year is a balance. Am I being taken advantage of? It can feel that way, but these are policy changes, not personal targeting. Should I call Social Security? If something looks truly wrong, yes. Otherwise, the explanation may simply bring clarity. Now, I want to talk briefly about the emotional side of all this. Behind every check is a real person, a lifetime of work. When benefits change in confusing ways, it can awaken fear. Fear of running out, fear of losing independence. If you're carrying that quietly, please hear this. You are not weak. You are human. You've navigated hard seasons before. Understanding your benefits and staying calm gives you strength, even when the system feels frustrating. As we close, remember this: if your January check surprised you, you did nothing wrong. The increase was real, but deductions reduced what you received. Now you understand why. Take a breath. Review your statement gently. Make one small step at a time. Give yourself grace. You deserve clarity, dignity, and peace in this season of life.